Magnolia Gods, Chapter 1, Part 2. "This salt water stinks," said Jeremy. He had long red hair that touched his neck. Jeremy, Mike could see from the happy expression on his face, was in his own kind of heaven, whether a putrid smell existed or not. Jeremy was a technician and dedicated, and this was his day, working with 1,000 broken and corrupted pieces of metal, each one enticing him in a different technical way. Mike had suggested to Jeremy many times that his ideal girlfriend would be another techie, so the two of them could work on rust the rest of their lives. Mike freed one hand to rub his nose, broken and skewed years ago in championship college boxing. Standing there, Mike could be seen as a successful entrepreneur with brains, guts, good looks, except for the nose, and dressed as well as his salary would allow. The hoist engine purred as Jeremy eased the aircraft fragment upward. On the metal was a faded white star, with 2 of its 5 prongs shattered by the force of a long-ago explosion. "It's like our divers reported. That's where the submarine deck gun hit her," said Mike, letting go of the metal which swung freely and clear of the sides. He still had the slight drawl of a Delaware native, even after all the years of education further north. "The military had its head up its ass when they reported this pilot was negligent," said one of the mechanics, chewing his tobacco a little harder. He and his 2 aircraft associates had been on projects like this before, and were in for the duration, reassembling the wreckage into an exhibit that would raise greatly needed revenue for the museum. The workman was right, Mike thought. The Navy had at one time classified the pilot of this aircraft as foolhardy, as inexperienced and as careless. Finding a plane had proved all this wrong. Instead, the cannon hole in the plane provided the pilot not only courageous, but clever and patriotic, and taking on the enemy when he did, and at the loss of his own life. In Mike's office were letters and newspaper accounts of the Navy's recent public apologies to the pilot's still living wife and children, and the posthumous awarding of a greatly deserved medal. The mechanic, with white hair, stopped whistling and said, "He were doing his duty, was all." "You lifted it high enough," said Mike. Jeremy halted the crane. The white-haired mechanic continued, "Them thunderbolts were nose-heavy. The pilot had to work to bring her into the ocean as smooth as he did, especially all shot up. Most of them jug pilots knew their stuff." He began whistling again. "Republic built them tough in the first place, and she stayed together when she hit the water. We never would have found her otherwise," said Mike. "Lucky for the museum," said Jeremy. "Too bad for his family. His remains are long gone into the ocean. I was pretty sure we wouldn't find any of him," said Mike. "Anyway, this should be a real draw for the museum," said Jeremy. "Say, don't you know another song, Charlie?" The older man stopped. "You're going to get used to it, Jeremy. You want World War II exhibits, you got to learn the songs, too." Mike went up to the fragment of metal and wiped at the warm, clinging brine, while holding a measuring tape over the edge of the blast hole. "What do you think, Jeremy?" he asked, looking at his assistant. Jeremy studied the hole. "It's about the right diameter for a round from a German deck gun. He didn't get many shots. According to German submarine records, this pilot did a lot of damage to the sub, too, before they got him."